So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Radja with student number 73102311045, and today I want to explain about input, output, and intake. So maybe for the first one, I will start with the input. So input means all the language that we hear or read. It's everything that comes to our brain in the target language. Maybe for example is when you watch an English movie or listen to a song or read an article in English. So all of those are examples of input. So we learn a lot from input because it gives us real examples of how people use the language. But not all input help us. But not all input help us learn. The most helpful kind is what we call comprehensible input. This means input that we can mostly understand, even if we don't know every single word. So there is one linguist named Stephen Carson said that we learn best when we get input that I'm sorry, let me repeat. So we learn best when we get input that is just a little bit harder than what we already know. He called this I plus one. So it means our current level of language, or I can say I plus one small step higher. So if we keep listening and reading things that are a little above our level, we can keep improving naturally. So maybe for the next I will talk about output. So output is the language that we produce ourselves. Maybe when we speak or write in the language we are learning. Maybe for example is when you talk to your friends in English, answer your teacher's question or write a short paragraph. That is output. So at first our output might not be perfect, and that's okay. The goal is to practice using the language. When we try to speak or write, we start to notice that mistakes. We start to notice the mistakes we make and the words we don't know yet. So this helps us learn what we need to focus on next. So there's a linguist named Meryl Swain explained that output helps us in three main ways. So for the first one, it let us test our ideas about the language. Maybe for the second is it helps us notice the gaps in our knowledge, and the last is it gives us a chance to get feedback from other people. So even though listening and reading are important, we also need to talk and write. That's how we make our learning active. So for the last topic is intake. So for what I understand, intake is a little bit different from input. It means the part of input that we actually notice, understand, and remember. Maybe for example is imagine you hear someone say, She's reading a book. So you might hear many sentences like that, but one day you notice the structure is plus ing, and you realize it shows an action happening right now. So that moment of understanding is like when you notice and process it. That's intake. So not all input becomes intake. We are surrounded by a lot of language every day, but we only learn from the parts we pay attention to and understand clearly. So that's why teachers often help students notice grammar patterns or vocabulary in context. So input can become intake. So yeah, I think that's all for my understanding about the material. Maybe I will close my my video presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.